US President Donald Trump has explained why he's not giving countries, including Australia, an exemption from his hefty tariffs.
Everything in our power to get that order, to reestablish the great relationship that we have, and we do.
US President Donald Trump has explained why he's not giving countries, including Australia, an exemption from his hefty tariffs. Global markets continue to feel the pain, with indices in Asia reeling on Monday as President Donald Trump's tariffs send shockwaves across the world. Some would ask, is there anything Trump is not picking a fight with? Next on the list that got hit by the tariff war is Boeing, and many believe that the decline of the US economy has just started. Who would believe the trade war affected the aerospace industry too? Is Boeing backing down or fighting back against the tariff impositions? The tariff impact on the aerospace industry has always operated in a high-stakes environment where even the slightest disruption can have long-lasting consequences. For Boeing, the world's largest aerospace company, the timing of recent tariffs couldn't be worse. The company, which has been in recovery mode following a significant crisis, now faces the additional burden of rising costs and potential supply chain disruptions due to new trade policies. The crisis that Boeing experienced began in January 2024 when a panel detached from a Boeing 737 MAX during a flight. While there were no fatalities, the incident raised serious concerns and triggered an in-depth investigation by regulators. The scrutiny that followed put Boeing under intense pressure, ultimately leading to a leadership change and an overhaul of its operations. Despite the turmoil, the company worked hard to restore its reputation and stabilize its production lines. After a nearly 2-month-long strike, Boeing managed to increase production of its 737 MAX, its best-selling jet, and other models. However, the introduction of new tariffs, especially on key materials like aluminum and steel, could create new challenges for Boeing and other companies within the aerospace sector. These materials are crucial in aircraft manufacturing, with aluminum making up about 75% of the Boeing 737 MAX's content and steel contributing a smaller yet still significant portion. Tariffs on imports of these materials would increase costs for Boeing and its suppliers, which could ripple through the entire aerospace supply chain. Despite the potential for increased costs, Boeing CFO Brian West emphasized that the direct impact on the company itself would be relatively minimal. With a large inventory on hand and spending mostly concentrated within the United States, Boeing isn't expected to see major changes in its immediate financial outlook. West suggested that the increase in metal prices would likely result in less than a 1% increase in production costs. However, Boeing is more concerned about the downstream effects on its supply chain. Many of its suppliers, already dealing with material shortages and labor issues, could find themselves facing even greater challenges in the wake of the tariffs. One of the most concerning aspects of these tariffs is the ripple effect they could have on companies further down the aerospace supply chain. While Boeing itself might be able to absorb some of the additional costs, its suppliers, many of which are smaller, less well-capitalized firms, might not be in a position to do the same. The aerospace supply chain is vast, and many of the parts that go into Boeing jets are manufactured in different parts of the world, including Canada and Mexico. If tariffs are imposed on parts coming from these countries, it could lead to significant delays and increased costs, putting pressure on Boeing's ability to maintain its production schedules. Kevin Michaels, a managing director at Aerodynamic Advisory, estimates that the tariffs could raise costs for the aerospace industry by about $5 billion annually, with the majority of the impact coming from tariffs on goods from Canada and Mexico. While Boeing might not be hit hard directly, the wider industry could suffer. Adding to the uncertainty, the threat of a trade war and retaliatory tariffs could make things even worse. Michaels pointed out that Canada, a crucial partner in the aerospace industry, is already upset, with Bombardier CEO Eric Martel warning that tariffs and potential retaliatory actions could severely disrupt the industry. Industry experts agree that relocating aerospace production from Mexico to the United States would be a long and complicated process. Gerald Lundquist, an aerospace industry consultant, pointed out that the economic forces behind the current distribution of the supply chain make it very difficult to move production to the US quickly. The factors driving this distribution include labor costs and material availability. In addition, the aerospace industry operates on long timelines. Aircraft can take years to design and months to build, so decisions to move operations are not made lightly. The labor shortage in the US also poses a significant challenge. Exactly how many of us have family and friends in the aerospace industry? Right, very rare. There simply aren't enough skilled aerospace workers in the country to meet the demand. For years, suppliers have struggled to hire enough workers to fill these roles, which is one of the main reasons why the supply chain is spread across different countries. The situation has been compounded by broader issues related to critical materials. A report to Congress in November highlighted the vulnerability of the aerospace supply chain to these factors. Labor shortages, difficulties in sourcing materials, and the overall health of supporting infrastructure were all identified as key concerns. Even before the tariffs were introduced, the aerospace industry was facing significant challenges. The uncertainty created by the possibility of a trade war has only added to the pressure on manufacturers. Many companies are finding that their strategic decisions are effectively frozen as they wait to see how the situation develops. According to Kevin Michaels, this uncertainty is preventing some manufacturers from moving forward with important projects as they are unsure about the long-term effects of the tariffs and trade tensions. The Boeing situation is a microcosm of the broader challenges facing the aerospace industry. While the company itself may not face catastrophic costs, the broader implications of the tariffs could have a profound impact on the industry's long-term stability and growth. The aerospace supply chain is a complex web of suppliers and manufacturers, each relying on the others to keep production moving smoothly. Tariffs, especially on critical materials, could disrupt this delicate balance, potentially raising costs and creating delays. An unexpected twist in the Boeing project. In a significant move for Boeing, U.S. President Donald Trump awarded the company the contract to build the U.S. Air Force's next-generation fighter jet, a decision that marks a major win for the aerospace giant. The new fighter, part of the Air Force's Next-Generation Air Dominance (NGA) program, is designed to replace the F-22 Raptor, Lockheed Martin's fighter, with a more advanced crewed aircraft that will operate alongside drones in combat. This victory is particularly important for Boeing, as it comes after a series of challenges in both its commercial and defense operations. The contract is worth over $20 billion for the engineering and manufacturing development phase, with the possibility of additional billions over the lifetime of the program, which spans several decades. The news sent Boeing's shares rising by 5%, while Lockheed Martin's shares dropped by nearly 7%. This marks a sharp reversal of fortune for Boeing, which had faced struggles, particularly with cost overruns, delays, and other setbacks in its defense and commercial aircraft businesses. The NGA program, which is being developed as a family of systems, will focus on countering global threats from adversaries like China and Russia. The new fighter, likely to be designated the F-47, will feature advanced stealth capabilities, cutting-edge engines, and improved sensors, offering greater adaptability to future threats. Air Force Chief of Staff General David Alvin emphasized that the F-47 will have longer range, better stealth, and will be more cost-effective than its predecessor, the F-22. Boeing's win also provides a much-needed boost to its St. Louis, Missouri-based fighter jet production facility. In contrast, Lockheed Martin's loss comes after its exclusion from building the Navy's next-generation carrier-based stealth fighter and its growing troubles with the F-35 program. The Pentagon has expressed frustration with delays in upgrading the F-35 fighter jet, which has added to Lockheed Martin's recent setbacks. The contract is a welcome turnaround for Boeing, which has been beset by various challenges, including underperforming contracts for mid-air refueling tankers, drones, and training jets. Boeing's defense division has faced cost overruns with its KC-46 mid-air refueling tanker program, incurring losses exceeding $7 billion in recent years. Additionally, the company suffered a significant financial blow due to a $2 billion loss on its contract to upgrade 2 Air Force One planes. In the commercial aviation sector, the Boeing 737 MAX program has struggled with delays and crises, including a mid-air emergency involving a 737 MAX 9 aircraft in January 2024, and the company reported an $11.8 billion annual loss. Boeing's struggles have also allowed its rival Airbus to gain ground in the commercial jet delivery race, while Boeing has faced increasing scrutiny from regulators. Despite these challenges, the contract win is seen as a positive step for Boeing's defense sector, providing a much-needed source of revenue and a significant opportunity for growth. The contract for Boeing's new fighter jet is a significant development for both the company and the U.S. Air Force. It represents not only a critical step in modernizing the Air Force's fleet but also a crucial boost for Boeing as it navigates a period of intense challenges. While Boeing remains a dominant player in the aerospace sector, the future of this new fighter jet program will depend on its ability to manage costs, meet deadlines, and deliver on the promises made to the U.S. government. The stakes are high, and the outcome of this project could have long-lasting implications for Boeing's future in both the defense and commercial aviation sectors. The fact that Boeing is still trusted and given high confidence over this task means it still is one of the best out there. Did you know how Boeing rose up to fame and excellence?